Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Danger Zone. I am your host, Ken Moore. I will be joined shortly by my co-host, Floyd Brooks. We have an outstanding show for you guys tonight. We're going to touch on the Buffalo Bills trading Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans. What does that mean for the AFC South, and particularly for the Tennessee Titans? Also, WNBA news, LSU star Angel Reese will be leaving the Bayou City of Baton Rouge, headed to the WNBA. We'll touch on that. We'll also unpack the comments of Fox Sports 1's Emmanuel Acho on his show yesterday. We'll take a deep dive into that. And then also, we'll be looking at the slow start for the Houston Astros. What is wrong in Space City? And finally, the Houston Rockets facing elimination from the NBA playoffs. But coming up next, the Danger Zone in 30 seconds.
You're in the danger zone. 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 You're in the danger zone.
What up, everyone? Welcome to the Danger Zone. I am your host, Ken Moore. We'll be joined by my host, Floyd Brooks, hopefully shortly. I think he's having some technical difficulties here at the moment, but we have a big show planned for you guys tonight. As I mentioned, we're going to touch on Stephon Diggs going to the Texans. We'll talk about Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, the whole March Madness with women's college basketball, and then we'll dive a little later into the show into the Houston Astros, the Houston Rockets, what's going on with those teams and those situations in each of those sports. But first and foremost, let's get to the housekeeping duties first and foremost. If you are new to the show, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Please hit that notification bell. Get in the comments. Hop over to the YouTube if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, where we can see your comments if you have comments about the show. Also, you can follow the show on X. You can follow me at Kmore Sports on Twitter, X, also on Facebook. The new name of the show on YouTube is at Danger-Zone Podcast, at Danger-Zone Podcast. So that's where you can find the new brand for the show. We're excited to have everyone in the house tonight and hope you guys enjoy the show. First and foremost, I want to get to Stephon Diggs and the big trade that went down today between the Texans and the Buffalo Bills. And here is my take on the trade. The Texans did not give up much, only a second-round pick in 2025. A pick that they acquired from the from the Minnesota Vikings earlier this offseason in a separate deal. They will also receive I believe, a 6th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. The Texans will receive that this year coming into the 2024 draft. So they get Stephon Diggs and a 6th-round pick, a 7th-round pick for a 2nd-round pick in 2025. Here's my thoughts on this trade. And on the surface, yes, you're adding a talented player to an already talented roster. And naturally, you would think it should be peaches and cream. But you have to consider the human element of the trade. This is not fantasy football. This is not Madden. These are players with personalities, big egos, and big demands, and big expectations. So you add a Stephon Diggs, who's already a diva, who couldn't get along in Minnesota with Kirk Cousins, couldn't get along in Buffalo with Josh Allen, and now you bring him into a locker room with a lot of young talent. You got Tank Dell, you got CJ Stroud, you got the other receiver that had a great year. I'll bring Floyd in a moment, and he can get me up on that. But you got Nico Collins, I believe. You got these guys that had breakout years, right? That has a harmony, has a synergy. You got Nico Collins looking to be a number one receiver. He's looking to get paid. And all of a sudden, you're bringing in Stephon Diggs that's going to supposedly take that number one spot. How do you think Nico Collins is going to respond to that? Tank Dell. Now you may drop down from being the number 2 receiver to a number 3 receiver. How's he going to handle that? How's CJ Stroud going to handle that in the locker room, in practice, in games? We saw what happened with Josh Allen, trying to force the ball to Stephon Diggs. And what happened? That's when Josh Allen's problems began. He started throwing interceptions because he's trying to force the ball instead of reading the defense and going to whoever's open. But then the Bills made a change in week 10. They fired their offensive coordinator. The ball quit going to Stephon Diggs. Instead of getting 6, 7, 8, 9 targets a game, now he's only getting 3 or 4 targets a game. His production dropped tremendously over the final 7 weeks of the season. So all I'm saying is be careful what you ask for. Look beyond the surface. On the surface, yes. If you're playing on paper, yes. If you're playing in Madden, yes. But these are guys, millionaire guys, big egos, and you're bringing a veteran diva receiver. Look at me, get me the ball into this locker room. There is a very good chance that this could explode in the Texans' face. With that, I'm going to bring in my guy, Reese. Welcome to the stage, my brother. We definitely want to hear your take on the situation. You had all day to simmer it, contemplate it. You heard my take. What say you? Welcome to the show, my friend.
How y'all doing? I hope everyone had a great day today, because I sure did have one. And I got my wish, man. I got my wish. I have me a true number 1 receiver. To the football gods, thank you. Thank you. Now, let's get to the business of, world, I want y'all to know one thing, world. My guy right there, Ken Moe, there he is right there. My guy will forever be a Texan hater. Because everything he just said was digging deep. He was digging deep. What if he don't like this? What if he don't like this? He's a diva. He's a dad. What happened to him in Minnesota? What happened to him in Minnesota? They didn't want to pay him. That's what happened to him in Minnesota. And the reason he was such a diva down the stretch in his last run, and we talking about Stephon Diggs, world, is because he knew he put that boy on the map. They didn't have nothing. Bunch of turnovers. When they made the trade for Stephon Diggs, hello, world, we got a guy that we mentioned in the same category with Patrick Mahomes all the time we talk, who have yet to reach to a Super Bowl. When we lost, when the Buffalo Bills lost Brian Dable, that's where that blew up. It was over with then. Brian Dable, great play caller, fits Stephon Diggs' talent and skill and what Josh Allen could do. Brian Dable, Once he left, it was a wrap.
A wrap for
Because now once Brian Dable left, it was a wrap.
It was a wrap for the Buffalo Bills?
Yes, it was a wrap. That was a wrap.
Okay.
That was a wrap. Because the Buffalo Bills created that diva and Stephon Diggs for greatness out of their quarterback position. You can't take anything from him. He would have had 117 receptions last year, and targets was down. He didn't have more than 95 yards the last 11 weeks of the previous season. Did not have over 95 yards. So play calling means a whole lot. Now, as far as his character and coming inside this locker room, look out, young man. We was winning before you got here. This team right now, they can say that we was winning before you got here. Now, that don't mean Nico Collins. Let's be absolutely honest about Nico Collins. I love his breakout season. But to me, he's a Gabe Davis. Really, to me.
Whoa.
Yeah, to me. Listen, I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
Better route runner, all that there. Better route runner. He's a better route runner than Gabe Davis. He don't have Davis' speed. He's a better route runner. But he's not a number one. Don't get it mixed up. Not for one time that I ever get it confused or get delusional like some of my friends do about their teams and players and athletes. They get delusional. I didn't get delusional in thinking that Nico Collins was a number one receiver because I know he wasn't. Tank Dell is a special talent, my brother.
Oh, absolutely.
Wherever you put him out in, he's a matchup problem.
As long as you don't ask him to block in a goal line situation, you'll be okay.
Please don't remind me of that play, Ken.
I'm just saying.
Don't remind me of that play, man, because it didn't make no sense at all.
I'm just saying.
It didn't. Now, you say the locker room. I don't think it's going to be a problem in the locker room. I really don't. I really don't. And they really didn't give up anything but a second round pick really next year. You know. Well, so it was obvious. Huh?
Second round picks are pretty valuable now.
Yeah, but that's next. That's the 2025 draft. We'll deal with 2025 and 2025 get here.
Okay.
You know? But all the narratives that you pointed out, the negative ones, the good part, the good side of it outweighs all of that. He get on the field and give me 117 catches, and everyone else is still playing that role. Remember, Nico Collins only had, 80 catches, 81 catches? Something like that, if you could get a chance to pull that up. He didn't have 90 catches at all. You know, and Nico and Tank, you know, so far they missed games. Stephon Diggs is reliable, my brother. He is reliable. He is a dog. And I open my arms to him in the city of Houston. My arms are open to him.
Well, I'm going to put Stephon Diggs and the Houston Texans in the danger zone because you have to think about the human element of bringing a guy. You're not bringing in a Justin Jefferson. You're not bringing in Jamar Chase. That's in that same window, that same age bracket. Yeah, it's cool to have a vet in the locker room. Now, if you're bringing in a vet, say like a DeAndre Hopkins, that don't care how many catches he gets. He's just there to produce when he gets the ball and help everyone elevate their game. I'm not sure you're getting that in Stephon Diggs. I think what you're getting in Stephon Diggs is a guy that's looking for his next bag, and he's going to want the football. And when he's not getting the football, you're going to get that gesture right there that he's doing to Josh Allen in the snow in a playoff game. That's the guy you're going to get. You're not going to get it in week 1. You're not going to get it in week 4. Week 7, 8, 9, and he's not getting the ball. That's the guy you're going to see. So, because a leopard doesn't change his stripes this late in the game.
Again, my brother, my delusional brother. Are you familiar with Bubba Dub? Do you follow him?
I do not.
You don't?
I don't.
Look at a few of his skits. Entertaining.
Okay.
And he's very delusional. He's a Cowboy fan and a Laker fan. He's delusional. Ken, let it go, brother. Let it go. This marriage will be great. You hear what? It will be great. Worrying about Stephon Diggs is not even nowhere near my mindset. We don't. Why would he? Why?
My boy Neil say, my guess is they talked to him before signing off on the deal. Diggs is not coming to Houston, expecting to get all the targets he wants. Thanks, Nels.
Appreciate it, homie.
Yep, that's my guy.
Well, Stephon Diggs is 30 years old. He's 30 years old. Yep. And you mentioned some names earlier, Chase and Jefferson. Younger, true, younger. But they divas too. They divas. They are divas. They just ain't had the time or the opportunity to show you that other side of that diva. Complaining, not getting the ball. Burrow's been out a lot. They stay in Cincinnati. Up until now, Justin Jefferson did have Kirk Cousins. He did have him now. He did have him. So I don't think either one of those guys, my brother, has been put in a position to give you the behavior that you see from Stephon Diggs. I don't think they've been put in that position. I really don't.
So how much better does this make, tangibly better? Does this make the Texans? Where do you put them in the landscape? Where did you have them before today? And where do you have them now in the landscape of the AFC? With Kansas City and Buffalo and Baltimore and Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, whoever. Where did you have them before the trade, and where do you have them now?
With the roster that's in play, not hoping we sign that before the draft. Then you talking right now? Right now,
yes. Today, right now.
I still had them winning. At first, I had them winning the AFC South, and pretty much that was it, based on what I've seen now, and not assuming more acquisitions or either the draft. Winning the AFC South was a given. Now, with the acquisition of Stephon Diggs, I can put the Texans in the AFC Championship game.
Oh my God.
Yes. That I put them in the AFC Championship game. Now, we always talking on paper. Everything we talking now is on paper. We know how football is, man. Injury, anything can turn the team.
Yeah.
We already know that.
Yeah,
and I hope,
injury.
And we know we don't want no injuries because we want to see everybody at their best.
No doubt. 7 layer of hair, man. I need you to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Thank you for joining the show. Titans don't even need L'Jarius Sneed to lock up Diggs. Cheeto can lock his 30-year-old butt up. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 7 layer higher. Hey, brother. I listen.
Yep.
We're gonna have enough wins and success in H-Town with the Texans to share it to everyone. Right now, I'm recruiting. I'm on the trail. I'm recruiting. Houston, Texas, AFC Championship game, at least right now on paper. Easily. Yes.
So they better than so they would beat, assuming Kansas City is the number 1 seed, assuming Baltimore and Houston are 2-3. So you saying you think the Texans would beat the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson and my guy King Henry?
Yes. Hell yeah. Yes.
Come on, man.
Yes.
Come on.
Because now, really can the Baltimore Ravens, this real talk. This real talk. Again, y'all hit the subscribe button and show us some love. This is for real, Ken. The Baltimore Ravens have not gotten better. They have not gotten better. No. You lose a player like Patrick Queen, who is a major part of that defense. I can't think of the corner you lost. I can't remember the name. They lost a corner. You still don't have no receivers. Derrick Henry is a good pickup, but you basically got the same thing. And you lose a star on defense. No. Baltimore Ravens are not better. They're not better. They look a little bit more sexy.
So you saying that? Are you saying that the Baltimore Ravens are in the danger zone?
No, I'm not saying in the danger zone.
Okay. All right.
No.
Okay.
No, they're not in the danger zone.
Okay.
They're not but they're not as good.
Okay.
They're not going to be as good on the field as the sexy signing of Derrick Henry. I love Derrick Henry going there. I do. He fits what they do. He does. Absolutely fit what they do. I don't think the defense will be as good as it was last season. And I still don't think, I think Lamar going to be fishing it, but he'll be in the 25, 26 touchdown thing. He's not going to throw a lot of touchdown passes. You know, the same thing. They have not gotten better. You remember in our debut episode with me and you together on here, I told you about the Jaguars. You were talking about the Jaguars and the Titans, you know, when they had their little run. And I told you the difference in the Texans now and those teams then is that we're getting better every season. You can't stay packed. The Titans stayed packed. That's why they fell off the roof. They didn't improve. We are improving. Cincinnati, not scared of me. No. Now, who I am looking in my rearview mirror at is the Cleveland Browns. I really am.
Yeah.
I'm watching them close because they got something nice down there, Ken.
Oh, they do. They got a very good
something
team.
Nice down there.
They got a very good team.
All BS aside, Deshaun, it is time for you to put up or shut up. It's over with now. He got to do it this season, Ken.
Got to.
He has to.
Yeah. No. He absolutely has to. And Deshaun Watson is absolutely in the danger zone.
Absolutely.
He is
Hell yeah.
Absolutely in
the
danger zone.
Hell yeah. Put him out. I want to see his name, Ken.
I ain't got time to type his name. But he is absolutely in the danger zone.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna slide over. So before we move off of Diggs into the competition in the AFC South, so how do you expect this hierarchy to go in that Houston Texans locker room, in that wide receiver room? How does the offense change? What do you expect to see differently now than you saw a year ago?
Listen,
where are guys going to line up? Is Tank a slot guy now?
This is a Kyle Shanahan offense. It's Kyle Shanahan offense. So these already know, or he should know, that he won't get as many targets as he did. He already know that. He knows that because of the system and the offense that they run. I think the wide receiver room just improved greatly. Greatly. Now, they're probably going to release Robert Woods, who they really don't want to.
I think he's already gone. I think he signed with
No, he was still on the team. He wasn't a free agent. He was on the contract.
Signed anywhere yet?
No, he was on the contract.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on the contract. Now, they more than likely may release him. More than likely. I mean, whichever way that bounce, but as far as you were saying, as the locker room, the wide receiver room, it just got greater, baby. It just got greater. It just got greater.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to figure out what he's going to do with this guy, L'Jarius Sneed. Let's see here. In 5 games against the Chiefs, Stephon Diggs, 3 catches on 10 targets, 37 yards, no touchdowns. 3 catches in 5 games against L'Jarius Sneed. And the Titans don't even need to put L'Jarius Sneed on him. But if they want to, it's going to be just like that picture right there. It's going to be just like that right there.
That
I'm just saying.
That what you got on the screen is a prime example of telling you that Brian Dable wasn't on those 5 teams. He wasn't the offensive.
Is Brian Dable coaching the Houston Texans?
No.
He's not in Houston, right?
No.
Okay.
He's not. But what we do have that Buffalo don't have is a legitimate number 2 who can run a route and get away from you. And Nico Collins. We got a legitimate number 2 who ain't just a deep ball thing, who can route you up. That's the difference. Now, and then we'll see. How L'Jarius Sneed succeed in Tennessee. Darius Sneed also had another all-pro corner on the other side of him. So it ain't like that the second corner was trash. Now, he's going to Tennessee. He's going to Tennessee where the second corner is who?
We just got him from Cincinnati. I can't pronounce his name.
Who? I know. I seen it too.
Yeah.
I seen it too, and no disrespect to him or nothing.
Yeah, no disrespect.
He's not that guy.
Oh, he's that dude.
He's not that guy.
He's that dude.
He's not that guy. Okay. I'm talking about the one that you picked up from Cincinnati. I'm not talking about Sneed. But Sneed is about to get exposed. He is. He's about to get exposed because he don't have the Steve Spagnuolo system that made him great, that made him get paid. Congratulations, bro. Get paid. Get your money. By all means, get your money. But those stats, what you just put up on the screen, definitely shows me how much a hater you is, brother.
How's it a hate when I'm giving facts?
That's hate.
I'm not making up numbers.
It's hate. Because
I'm not making up
you
numbers.
say, yes, those numbers are facts.
Okay, facts.
But those situations was not situation that he could succeed in. When the guy on the other side of you ain't getting off the line of ball, off the line of scrimmage.
I hear a lot of excuses, bro.
No, I'm not hearing this. What you hearing is facts. L'Jarius Sneed got great. You got your bag, baby, but you not that. They showed you wasn't that by letting you go. And for the record,
they couldn't afford it, bro. Now don't act like they didn't want him back. They couldn't afford it.
Come on, who you gonna pay? They could have paid him.
They paid Chris Jones. No,
thank you. Thank you.
They couldn't.
Thank you.
They couldn't pay him.
Now, and they could have franchise tagged him where he would have not been open for trades or anything. You know that the exclusive franchise tag. You know that.
They have enough cap space, Floyd. They have any more money under the cap to pay him.
You pay for what you want.
No.
You pay for what you
can afford. There's a lot of stuff I want.
No.
I want a 5 series, but I can't afford
you
one.
You pay for what you want, kid.
No, you pay for what you can afford. That's how you get in trouble.
I pay for what I want. Maybe I get in trouble. I pay for what I want. I pay for what I want. Well, I want a Stephon Diggs, I'm gonna pay for it. I want another pass rusher. Your boy Nails is back speaking. Let the world know what he's saying.
Yeah, Snead did have that beast and Chris Jones getting pressure to help the DBs cover better. Remember in the Super Bowl, guy was wide open, but Jones got to the quarterback before Purdy could get his feet set. Yeah, Jones is a beast. Jones is the best D tackle in the NFL, bar none.
Shout out to Nails. Shout out to Nails for keeping it real. Shout out to Nails, your boy Nails for keeping it real. Yes. And he just verified to what I was saying, how Snead was so successful. He got somebody coming up the middle on that quarterback. He had a line. He had a scheme and a coach that put him in position to make plays. You got to be real about that, Ken. Will your defensive coordinator?
Absolutely.
Will he do that?
Absolutely.
Who's your coordinator? Somebody tell me, please.
The young guy we just got from from Baltimore, the secondary coach. I think we were talking about him the other night.
First time D coordinator?
Yeah, just like Bobby Slovack was the first time offensive coordinator.
Yeah. So I mean, as a man, as a player, as a human, he gets the benefit of the doubt. But I don't think that you have the players. If he bringing that Mike McDonald,
Denard Wilson.
I don't think he have the player to bring that Baltimore scheme to Tennessee and be successful immediately. I really don't.
Yeah. He got big Jeffrey Simmons, who's very close to Chris Jones as far as being an all-pro. He's about one. You got 1 and you got 1A. When you go from Chris Jones to Jeffrey Simmons, and you still got Harold Landry on that outside, that's a double-digit sack machine. Now, I'm not saying that the Titans have the type of front seven that Kansas City had. I'm not saying they don't even have the type of front seven that the Houston Texans have right now. That's not what I'm saying. What are you saying then? Tell me what you're saying. I'm saying that this dude in blue and white is not better than that dude in red and white, and it's going to be a problem when he faces the Tennessee Titans for him to catch some passes. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be a cakewalk. That's all I'm saying.
It'll be far more success than the last 5 matchups. I'm gonna leave it like that, because when it's hard to argue with numbers because you're right there looking at them. But I'm a little bit more in depth when it comes to numbers. I'm a little more in depth on how you got the numbers.
Oh, sure.
I'm more into that when it comes, to football. Not taking anything from Snead, he got paid, he deserved that. But it was much more of a team effort that got him the bag, and the Kansas City Chiefs knew that, because if not, they could have held on to him and paid him the franchise tag and see which way it bounced. But they believed that they had another corner that could go in and play immediately and not, have to deal with waiting on another long contract. So, okay, we'll see how it work out. Now, I'm not going to be a hater.
Why is it hate?
I'm not going to be a hater and put him in the danger zone tonight. But they rightfully deserve to be in the danger zone. The Titans, they rightfully deserve to be in the danger zone.
Oh,
but I believe it's a time and a place for everything.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to do them tonight. Titan fan, I'm going to spare you tonight.
So how do you see, and we'll get to the WNBA here in just a moment, but to put a bow on this, how do you see this draft unfolding? What's your next need? You took care of your pass rusher with Danielle Hunter, Danico Autry. You got your linebacker in Al Shelzire. You got your wide receiver now in Stephon Diggs. I believe you traded away your first round pick this year. You traded away your second round pick next year. So what are you hoping for with their second round pick, the Houston Texans?
Well, what this year, if I'm not mistaken, I have to look and see. I thought we had 2 second round picks, but one of them may go to Arizona. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that's why a lot of moves was made, because we made the move to get Will Anderson. I think that what the Texans going to be doing now in the draft is you kind of know what they need. They know what their needs are, but right now it's a lot more with depth. You still need a corner. I think one of those guys that's top prospects to be that's projected to be first round will slip into the second round. I really do believe that. I don't think this is a good year that they have any great corners coming out. But again, D'Amico Ryan didn't have great corners in San Francisco. They had a great front seven. So you still need depth at corner. I'm not sold on Stringley. I'm not. I don't know what your perception is of Darryl Stringley Jr., but I'm not sold on him yet. Ken. And it was based on I know he finished the season with 4 or 5 interceptions, but again, I don't look at the numbers. I look at how we got the numbers. And bro, I'll keep it real. Well, 2 or 3 of them were thrown right to him. He made one of his interceptions to me was a great play, and that was the pickoff in the end zone. I can't remember the game they were playing, but the other 3, it was thrown right to him. So I'm not getting blown away with that. I still think we need a solid corner, definitely, my brother. And from that point on, it's about depth. Maybe you can find a diamond in the rough along the way, but it's about depth now. It's about creating a roster now, because you pretty much fulfill what you was aiming out to get. Stephon Diggs gonna hit us up for what this year? 18 million, 19 million, 20 million, something like that, in that range. So you pretty much done reach your cap limit now for what you was gonna do in trades and free agents. Now because you gotta pay your rookies. I mean, you gotta pay them. So I'm thinking that's what the future lies in this upcoming draft is depth. Corner for sure. And after that, it's depth. The best player available. That's how I look at it with him now.
I got you. So with Tennessee, obviously, right now they have pick 7 and pick 38, and all of my drafts have us taking a tackle, Joe Alt, if he's there at 7, and then trying to come back probably with a wide receiver or a defensive tackle at 38. I would love to see them, if it's possible, for them to trade back with Minnesota and try to get that number 11 and number 23 pick, if they can do that. Otherwise, I would just stand pat at 7. Maybe you can use 38 and maybe another future pick to trade up into the first round if you feel the need to. I think from Buffalo's perspective now, they are definitely in the danger zone because they have lost so many players this offseason.
Sean McDermott might get fired for Thanksgiving.
It's quite possible. It's quite possible. No Gabe Davis, no Stephon Diggs. And here's the other thing about Stephon Diggs that I want to bring up before we move to the WNBA. The Buffalo Bills They didn't have to trade Stephon Diggs.
No, they didn't.
They were ready.
He still had a couple years left on his. I think he had another year or so left on his contract, right? Or two.
But here's the deal. By trade, usually when you trade a player, you're doing it because you get a little cap relief. You can get a little cap space. The Buffalo Bills actually are losing $3 million in cap space by getting rid of Stephon.
Roger, come on. Go ahead.
They're actually losing $3 million in cap space by getting rid of Stephon Diggs. So
how much cap space?
$3 million. $3 million. They losing $3 million by giving up Stephon Diggs in a trade.
So that's all they freed up was $3 million?
No, they didn't free up $3 million. They cost themselves an extra $3 million. They lost $3 million.
And how many? I'm sorry. I had my daughter put my laptop on charge. So how many years left on the deal?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think it's just 1 year deal. I think he's got 1 year left.
Yeah, after this season. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My point is this. My point is this. Stay with me. My point is this. You're giving up a position of need. You're not getting a draft pick until 2025. And you're losing $3 million on the deal. How bad do you want to get rid of a guy to do all of that? You're not getting a draft pick this year that you can use. You're actually giving up 2 picks this year, a 6th and a 7th. You're losing $3 million in cap space, and you're losing a position of need. Now, what does that tell you about Stephon Diggs? I don't know. I just don't know too many people that's doing that with a number 1 wide receiver.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
My brother, that's what I'm here for, y'all. This is what I'm here for. To correct my brother in need, man. The Buffalo Bills run with that team is over. The 3 years is over, Ken. We've talked about this time and time. Runs. If you don't get it, run. Because you got to continue to get better. And what I will say about the Buffalo Bills is that they paid. They brought in Von Miller. They paid. They went all in to get it. And this is the outcome of it now. This is the outcome of it now.
They taking a $31 million cap hit. $31 million cap hit. He was only 28, and I say only in quotes. 28 if he was on the team. Not being on the team is a $31 million cap hit.
Okay.
That's almost as bad as who took the Denver taking a $60 million cap hit with Russell Wilson.
All that's showing you that they don't want him. That's not showing he's not any good. It's showing you that they don't want to pay him. That's what it's showing.
I didn't even see his comment. Before I put it up there. He got the Russell Wilson treatment.
I mean, I agree with him on that. It was time to go. Josh Allen handled it very well. He didn't, but it was problems there. But I think the problems came with Brian Dable taking the head coaching job in New York. That was the beginning of it right there. It was. Because listen, Ken, when you don't establish a true number 2 receiver to go to, you can only go, your 2 is only running the streaks. That's basically what he runs. So now my number 1 receiver is he's used to getting these targets because the guy on the other side of me is limited. It's limited. Please don't worry about Stephon Diggs in Houston, man.
Okay.
What you need to be concerned about is that 7th pick in this draft and what you're gonna do with it. You need to be. Now, me personally, if I was the Tennessee Titans and I got the 7th pick and he's available, I would get Brock Bowers. I would get the tight end.
Oh my God!
Listen, You have to, bro. Ken, come on, man. When you have an erratic quarterback who's pretty athletic, move around, but he can't throw sideline to sideline. He's not the great. He don't throw he can throw the deep ball, but he don't connect greatly on the deep ball. When he can't read the coverage or the coverage falls short on him or whatever it may be, he need a safety valve. I would take the 7th pick if I'm the Tennessee Titans. I would take Brock Bowers out of Georgia and give Will Levis a safety receiver.
If you use the 7th pick
yes.
on a safety valve, a safety valve,
he'll be bigger than that.
Blanket.
He'll be better than that.
Man, come on, man.
He'll be better than that.
You sound like these people in
he would be better than that, Ken.
Man, you sound like some of these Titan fans, man, just because that man said, oh, I would love to play in Tennessee because he's from Georgia and it's close to home. You don't do that with the 7th pick in the draft. You don't take a safety. You don't take a tight end. You don't do that with a top 10 pick.
Because of the head coach especially that you guys picked up.
Hold on. Especially with the needs that you have on your roster. You have no offensive linemen. None. Except the center that you just signed. You have no quality offensive lineman. You're not going to spend that pick on a tight end. Now, if you want to trade back and say, okay, I'm going to take a tight end, I guess you could do that. You're not taking no tight end at the number 7 pick. Talking about he's going to be a safety valve, and you ain't got nothing else on the roster.
Come on, bro. Don't abuse the word safety valve. Don't overuse it in what I'm saying. Not just a safety valve, a dunk and dink. This guy is real. This guy, Brock Bowers, is real. He can block and he can catch. And I think, and I'm giving you credit that your offensive coordinator coming from the Bengals is a pretty good play designer. You need him in the middle of the field so you can allow Hopkins and Ripley to do their thing on the outside of the field. You need something.
I don't need him.
And the offensive, listen, this is not a great offensive lineman draft. You got about 4.
Floyd, yeah. No, my brother, no. This is a great offensive line draft.
You have about 4 legitimate offensive linemen. It's not that deep.
More than that.
I mean, I see the projection and everything, but when you can get them in the 2nd round, man.
Man, look here.
You can get them in the 2nd round, man.
Okay.
I mean, that's why you're gonna always stay in the danger zone. Because playmakers can help a bad offensive line look good. Playmakers. Give him some playmakers. Because it's obvious you're not going to draft a quarterback. You're not going to draft a quarterback, and you're not going to draft a quarterback, so that's obvious.
If you don't draft the offensive lineman, you will be drafting a new quarterback because this one will be in ER.
Come on, man. You got to give him a shot, man. Got to give him a shot, man.
No, who? Brock
Shout out Will Levis. I'm trying to help you, baby.
Nah.
But your number 1 fan down here in H-Town don't see it that way. Your days of bulldogging and the running game is pretty much over with in Tennessee. Tony Pollard.
Exactly. That's my point. We're going a whole different direction. We're not doing the ground and pound. We don't need no tight end.
Right.
Receivers and tackles and speed.
So get you something that you know can tear the middle of the field up. Get you something now. Get competitive with us.
You're trying to sabotage the team, bro. I see what you're doing. You're trying to sabotage the Titans. All right, everybody. Hey, we're finna take a 30-second break. We're going to come back. We're finna talk some WNBA. We're going to get into this whole Angel Reese thing. Emmanuel Acho going to the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, all that good stuff. coming up in 30 seconds on the Danger Zone.
Punk, you're in the danger zone. 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 You're in the danger zone.
All right. We are back in the house. Ken Moore, along with my boy Floyd Brooks. Welcome to the Danger Zone. Please, if you're in the house, we want to hear your comments. Get in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell. Thank you guys for being a part of the show tonight. We just finished the segment talking about the Houston Texans, their acquisition of Stephon Diggs. Now we're going to transition to the WNBA. And I just want to take a moment first to address what happened over the weekend. Of course, it was the highest rated game in WNBA history. Over 12 million fans tuned in to watch LSU and Iowa. Iowa got their revenge. Caitlin Clark, 41 points, I think 12 assists. Angel Reese, 17 points, 20 rebounds in that ball game. Both ladies were outstanding in that ball game. Now, there was some controversy that came out after the game and some comments that were made by a lot of hosts on a lot of channels across the nation. So I want to give my take on what I perceive, and then I'm going to turn the floor over to my boy Floyd to get his perception. So yesterday, particularly on Fox Sports 1, my guy Emmanuel Acho, fellow Longhorn, love Acho. If he's watching, love you, bro.
Shout out,
but
man.
I had to vehemently disagree with his take on Angel Reese. Now, it was very important that you watch the entire post-game interaction between Angel Reese and her teammates and the media. It was only about 11 minutes for the players after the game to interact. A lot was made about Angel kind of being meek or whining or crying during the press conference. And some say she was trying to play the victim role. Well, if you haven't watched the full press conference, which I say was only 11 minutes, I encourage you to do so. I will give you a synopsis of the press conference, and you can draw your own conclusion, or you better yet, go watch it for yourself and you can draw your own conclusion. Now, what was insinuated by Acho yesterday on Fox Sports 1, Speak, love the show, Shady, Joy Taylor, James Jones.
Shout out, Joy.
No doubt. And the insinuation was that if you're going to be the big bad wolf on the court, you're going to talk trash, you can't get in the press conference after you lose and then cry like a little girl. That was basically the insinuation, that she was playing the victim because she spoke on some things that she had been through over the last 12 months after winning the national championship. What was not mentioned is that when she went into her and her teammates, went to the podium, they went in there as young ladies, obviously disappointed that they had lost, obviously disappointed that there was the finality to their season, and questions were asked about the game, which the ladies answered. Despondent somewhat, but no tears, no feel sorry for me. They answered the questions. Angel was asked a question about her ankle because she turned her ankle in the second quarter of the game. She mentioned that she rolled into a camera. Her ankle had been hurt previously, but she wasn't going to sit out. She was going to continue to play. She wasn't going to use that as an excuse. The next question went to her teammate, Flau'jae Johnson. They asked Flau'jae about Angel's leadership, what she meant to the program, what she meant to her individually. Flau'jae started to speak on Angel, and she brought up all the things that Angel had gone through over the last 12 months, and that the media didn't know everything that this young lady and her teammate had went through. They also asked the other young lady at the podium, Van Lift, the transfer from Louisville, how Angel treated her and what she was like as a teammate, and she kind of reiterated the same things. So as these young ladies were talking about Angel, that's when she got emotional and started to tear up because of the overwhelming support that she was getting from her teammates that were flanking each side of her. And as a grown-ass man, if I got two of my boys flanking me and they praising me about whatever I've accomplished, I'm probably going to tear up too. It's a natural emotion. And then after that, the reporters asked Angel about her experience and what it was like the last 12 months. And she went on to expound about the things she had gone through. And in that moment, yes, she did tear up. But she's a 21-year-old young lady. It's okay to tear up in that moment. There's a lot of male athletes that have teared up after losing a chance at a championship. A lot of them, a lot of kids tear up after they lose a big game. It's okay. But to insinuate that she was just playing the victim because she lost and that it was okay if she got death threats or okay if she was made to be the villain because of her antics on the court. No, that's not okay. It's not okay to give death threats to a 21-year-old college student. Now, if you're a 30-year-old male athlete and you feel like you can absorb that, that's cool. But these are 20 and 21 and 19-year-old young ladies. And yes, you have to have a certain bravado when you're on the court or when you're on the field. But that perception of what you display when you're in the arena in between those lines doesn't mean you're that person once you leave the gym. Once you leave the ring, once you leave the football field, you don't take all of that, at least if you're in control of your emotions, you don't take all of that anger out into the public. You leave it in between those lines. So I thought Emmanuel Acho was off base. I'm not sure if he watched the whole interview or not. I respect him as a host. I respect him as a fellow Longhorn. But I felt like he was off base on that. With that, I'm going to bring my guy back in. Floyd, I want to get your response. I definitely don't want you to feel like you have to agree with me on this subject, but I definitely want to hear what you have to say about it.
I agree with you. Emmanuel, I'm a fan of his. You know, I watch Speak from time to time. I'm a fan of his. And sometimes he could be on that Jason Whitlock line sometimes. I'm going to just leave it like that. He could be on that line sometimes, you know, and we'll leave it like that. What was displayed was that they forgot they were dealing with a human. She's a human. Basketball is a talent it's a gift. Professional sports is so much like wrestling. It's unbelievable, man. It really is, you know. the good guy, the bad guy, the personas. And when that young lady step out on the court, she leave it all out on the court. She's a basketball player. Now, when the effects of what you say and how you feel about me as a person is now being taken out of context because you don't know me as a person. You know me as a basketball player. And it's such a thin line with some of the issues that we as African Americans deal with in this country. It's such a thin line right there with that we're not going to even touch bases on that. But when I heard that young lady say sexualities, sexual this, that, it just changed my whole perspective when I was looking at the interview. Now I feel this young lady, because I only know her as a basketball player, but now I feel her as a human being, as a sister, as a family member, as a part of our community as African Americans. And over the year, she's been through a lot of things. Remember, she was absent from the team, that no one has still yet to tell why she was absent from the team, because she's never spoken why she was absent from the team.
Right.
Not to that I know.
No, she hasn't. No, they haven't cleared that
up. The threats to anyone is wrong. It doesn't matter if you're a 30-year-old professional athlete or whatever you may be. Threats to anyone is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. So for a young lady, and I don't want to call them kids because, technically she's an adult. She's a young lady.
Right.
But to be that hateful and that harsh towards a kid, I know she's 20. She's a kid, Ken. How can you have that much malice, the verbal intent to degrade her character? I applaud her. I applaud her teammates, because when those girls talk, Ken, I felt them. When they were speaking on Angel, I felt them, Ken. And the emotion that you feel when you know someone genuinely love and care about your well-beings, it'll make me cry. My grandbaby come and jump on my lap, Ken, and I almost be ready to cry then.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really do, because someone genuinely loves and care about you. And I think the media forget that sometimes, that we're humans, we're emotional, we care. People say they don't care what nobody say about them. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
I do care what people say about me.
Yeah.
I do care. In the end, I might not give a damn, but I do care.
Right.
I do.
Right.
So for the harsh treatment that she received over the last 12 months, I really started last season on their run to a championship. It's uncalled for, especially when you get to the death threats and stuff. Like, that's too far, bro. That's too far.
Yeah.
Now, what the future holds for her, I mean, I hope it be greatness, but you only have the WNBA, and let's be real, Ken. They don't get paid a lot of money. That's why they often go overseas off season. Right. But there are other opportunities out there for her to play and get paid, and I'm pulling for her, man. I'm pulling for her, bro.
Yeah, no doubt, and and I get it. I get it that, okay, you're demonstrative on the court. You taunt on the court. Some people can perceive that as not being sportsmanship or not showing good sportsmanship. But you know what I also see that's celebrated? When Dame Lillard does this, when he hit a three-pointer in your face to win the game, and just like that play,
Steph do his little dance.
Steph do his little dance, his go to sleep.
Harden get the cooking.
Everybody got their little deal. You know what I'm saying? But when the guys do it, it's celebrated. It's celebrated, right? But because she did it, and we're gonna keep it 100, because she did this, and she did this to who she did it to, that was the problem. That she did it to Caitlin. If she had did that to South Carolina, it wouldn't have been a big deal. It wouldn't have been a big deal. But because it happened to, and I love Caitlin. Caitlin is tremendous. Both young ladies are tremendous. This women's tournament has been outstanding. I've been watching it a lot more than you, I know.
Yeah.
Because you've been working. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it has been outstanding seeing all of these young ladies play. But to vilify her, because what is her position on the court? She's the center. She's the intimidator. She's the defender. She's blocking shots. She's stealing the ball. She's taking charges. She's getting offensive boards and having to put it back in. You can't play the center position and be soft. You can do that. Hold on. You can do that playing guard if you Steph Curry, if you Caitlin Clark, if you're Damian Lillard. You can be soft playing the guard position. You got to be a dog playing inside in the paint, banging bodies, defending the rim. So when you reject somebody, Dikembe Mutombo, get it out of here. Akeem Olajuwon might throw you in the second row. We see Wemby now blocking shots all over the place, staring down people. Yeah, I'm here. I'm coming. So we mad at her? That's what makes her a champion. That's what makes her great. That's what makes her an All-American. That's what makes her one of one. That's why. That doesn't mean she's walking on campus knocking people's book bags down when they walk past her. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely. And look, and most people know, those that don't know, I have a daughter that attended LSU, a year younger than Angel. So, yeah, I'm a little bit more passionate about this because I know how my 20-year-old is. Sometimes she want to be grown, and then sometimes she want to be a kid. And that's how it is. I'm grown when I want to stay out to 2 a.m., but then I'm a kid when I need $15 to go fill up my tank. You know what I'm saying?
Show you right, man.
That's all I'm saying.
You know I know.
Sir.
You know I know.
And those guys that play professional football, so they should know better, in my opinion. Now, they may not have daughters. They may not have kids yet. So they may not understand the magnitude of what it's like to deal with a 19 to 21-year-old young lady. And I understand that. But at the same point, you're an athlete. So you should know what they go through after a tough loss. Now, I think Acho was on that 2009 Texas team that lost to Alabama in the national championship game when Colt McCoy got hurt in the first quarter. If I'm not mistaken, he should know that.
I think he was, because I don't remember him playing with VY, but I think he was.
Yeah, I think he's talked about it before. So yeah. I'm pretty sure he was on that team.
Man, you're absolutely right, bro. But Have they forgotten Cheryl Miller?
I guess so.
Angel just happened to be in the time of social media, man.
Yep.
Where everyone's opinion is now seen, heard. Do they not remember Teresa Witherspoon? Well, Dawn Staley, Cheryl Swoops. Them girls ball and talk trash. Angels is a victim of modern technology, man. And I believe in it. She's tough. She's gonna get on. She's gonna get beyond this. But again, you know, we watch these guys in same way with guys that's tuning into us. Just their opinion, man. It's just their opinion. And we do not have to agree. We have the right not to agree with them. And on this, with your fellow Longhorn brother, we don't agree with him. You might need to put him in the danger zone, Ken. No, I'm serious, bro.
No doubt.
Serious. No.
Yes,
We gotta
sir.
keep this 100, man.
Yeah.
He needs to be in the danger zone.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
He earned that right to be in the danger zone on that.
Yeah.
And you know, I record speak, so I'm gonna go back. What day was it? Monday. He said
it was,
that.
What's today?
Today, Wednesday.
Was it yesterday? It was either Monday or Tuesday.
I record him. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah, I think it was Tuesday because I think Monday they just kind of talked about the game itself. No, because the game was, where was the game? The game was Monday, right? The game was Monday night.
Game was Monday night. Yeah.
So it was
yesterday. So it was yesterday he spoke on it.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, I tune in and hear what he said. Yeah, I'm a fan of him, but again, he be in that on that thin Jason Whitlock line.
Yeah, and I really don't want him to cross over to the Whitlock line, man. Please, Acho, don't go for Jason Whitlock, bro. Because it's not going to end up good. It's not going to end. And he's a very conscientious dude, right? He's young compared to us. You know, he's in his mid-30s or whatnot, late 30s maybe. But yeah, that bordered on some Whitlockism.
You just, I mean, we watch these guys, man, and we fans of them, man. I'm a fan of most all of them, man. And again, you know, you sometimes you think you know a little too much. You know how the old folks used to tell you too smart for your own self sometimes? Mm-hmm. I think that's what it was with your boy on that time right there, man. Mm-hmm. I think if he really look at that tape and say, I think he'd have a different take on it. I really would. If he actually would see himself. Yeah. I think because for the most part, he's pretty good, you know?
Right.
He's pretty good.
Right.
But what he showed was lack of empathy. That's what he showed.
Lack of empathy.
Yeah.
And then also, you have to make sure you take the time to watch the full interview and not a 45-second clip. Because you have an hour and a half. He has an hour and a half show, right? He's not on the 5 o'clock, the local news that give you 2 minutes to talk about something.
No, he have
a platform.
See, he come on at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock Central.
Yeah,
an hour and a half show. So, you know, you have to go
something like that.
Watch that interview, and then come back with an educated take. And I think for once, for one of the rare times, his take was not educated. It's okay if you say, hey, she's bravado, da-da-da-da-da, you know, take the L just like you take the W. And then, you know, they make the comment, well, if they would have won, she wouldn't have been up there. Well, the questions would have been different if they won. The questions wouldn't have been on the finality of the season and the finality of her career. The questions would have been about, okay, the next opponent.
Right.
So it's a different line of questions when you win as to the line of questions that you get when your season is over.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Put him in the danger zone. Then when you get a chance, email him or something. Let him know, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, we got two more topics we want to get on before we get out of here tonight. Talking about the danger zone. The Houston Astros are definitely in the danger zone tonight. Neil said the show starts at 3:30 Central Time. Appreciate that, bro. The Astros definitely in the danger zone. 1-5 start. I'm not sure if they won tonight or not. I guess I can look at my phone and see.
Yeah.
They did win tonight.
They won. They say 2-5. They 2-5.
Yeah. So they 2-5 right now. Your thoughts early on? I have my thoughts. I'll give them to you momentarily, but your thoughts, new manager, kind of shaking up the lineup. They let, the middle relievers go. They bring in Josh Hader. He lost the game last night. He gave up a run in his first outing. He hasn't looked too good. They can't win at home. They won't open the roof. We're in the middle of April. It's 75 degrees in Houston, no humidity, and they keep closing the roof. It's been gorgeous weather the first week of the season. You don't get this kind of weather during baseball season in Houston, and they're keeping the damn roof closed, my bro. What is going on with the Astros right now?
I'm not putting them in the danger zone just yet. I'm not emotionally tied into the roof open like my brother is, y'all. But I feel his pain. I feel.
Well, if I want to go to the game, I want to sit outside. I want to enjoy the weather. I don't want to be closed up in April. I'm going to be closed up in June, July, and August when it's 110 degrees outside. I want to enjoy the night air.
Yeah.
It's not helping them. Damn it.
Count to 10 backwards, bro. Count to 10 backwards. I'm not putting them in the danger zone. I'm not really worried about them right now. I'm not. I told you previous episode, and then when we talked personally, I said I'm not concerned about their hitting. They're a hit. What I am concerned about the pitching early in the season. Remember, this is the third season we come out the gates very, very slowly. I think you got a different manager. Manager matters. Now, me and you both want to dust it out of there.
Yeah.
We both want to dust it out.
Yep.
But now look how secretly we're saying, damn, Dusty. Where you at right now, bro? We want to talk back. We want to talk to Dusty now. Huh? We want to talk to Dusty now.
What's the song? Baby, come back.
Baby, come back. Early pitching has always been my concern with them. It always did. You not. I love Verlander, man, but you can't get. You're only going to get qualifying endings from him. That's it. You can't put him out there to do a no-hitter. You can't. I mean, pitching. Now they lost 2-1. That was yesterday to Toronto when they gave up the run. I mean, I don't have a problem with losing close game, 2-1 game, but I do have a problem with my star reliever giving up the run, though. I have a problem with that. And it was my problem that I had with Presley last year. Presley gave up a lot of hits and runs to be a closer. Gave up a lot. That's my concern. Early pitching. Let's see. I mean, I told you, I know I showed it to you. I said, I don't really judge baseball till about 30 games.
Right.
Now I got a sample size play and to see where it's at. You know, I was never strong on being sentimental and hiring managers in baseball, bench guys, everything. I always thought that someone from the outside would see the team different. We just Dusty just left, but you hired his bench coach. Well, you just hired Dusty Baker again, whether you know it or not.
Right.
I mean, when you look at it, you really, because he knows what Dusty showed. He knows. So I'm not very big on that anyway. I actually thought there was other candidates that I'd have gave a shot at, though. You know, maybe more known or named candidates. You know, but again, you know, they try to keep, you know, everything in house and keep it going. You know, the GM come from Atlanta, and you know he believes everything in house. You know, they just started after Bobby Cox signing these big free agents down in Atlanta. You know, they didn't do that. They kept their own. So that's my take on the Astros. I'm not really concerned right now. Give me some more games. Let me see how I look. And maybe before the All-Star break or before that I can give you a definite statement on where they look at the moment. But I'm not concerned right now.
All right, that's cool. Look like Jordan Alvarez finally got off the schneid tonight. Looks like he had 2 home runs, went 4 for 5 at the plate, had 3 RBIs. So he had his first 2 home runs of the season. The only thing strategically that I've really had a problem with is batting him second.
He's still batting second?
Yeah, he's still batting second in the lineup. And I think from a strategic move, I just don't think that's the best spot for him in the lineup. I think Alvarez needs to continue to bat third. I understand he'll get an extra, 40 to 50 at-bats throughout the course of a season. But he had 2 home runs tonight, only got 3 RBIs. So that's my argument, is that when he comes to the plate, there's nobody on base, because you got the 8 hitter, the 9 hitter, and then Altuve at the 1 spot when it comes back around. So typically your 8 and 9 hitter are not getting on base every once in a while, but they're not getting on base. So with Alvarez, you're used to him getting 3-run balls, grand slams, 2 home runs tonight. 1 was a solo shot. 1, he had 1 man on base. You get more at bats, but you get more useless at bats, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Absolutely. Great terminology. You get more at bats, but they're useless. They're useless. They're not productive. Man, sometimes managers and coaches be so bullheaded, man, in the new wave that's going on, and kind of like a monkey see, monkey do thing. I think it's hurting him right now, but I think he's a little too prideful to make the change, because I know they can say what they want to say, but they see and read comments and what the world is saying. He needs to get back into his traditional spot for a power hitter. And I don't believe that you're going to.
I think the internet froze up there, bro, a little bit. We'll go to the full screen here until you get your internet back up. But yeah, Astros off to a 2-5 start, win tonight 8-0 over the Toronto Blue Jays. The starting pitching has been outstanding here recently since the Yankees got out of town. He had a no-hitter 2 nights ago, a shutout tonight. The only 2 runs they gave up last night was Josh Hader giving up a 2-run homer in the 9th inning. So the pitching has been outstanding as far as the starters. Floyd's going to try to reconnect, because I know he wanted to talk about the Houston Rockets in the NBA. So We're going to take a 30-second time out. You are in the danger zone. You can follow the show at the Danger Zone. You can also follow me on Twitter at KMoreSports. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. We definitely appreciate everybody being in the house tonight for this conversation, and we're definitely interested to hear what you guys think. So those of you in the chat and those of you in the comment section. So we'll take a quick 30-second time out. We'll come back and wrap up the show.
You're in the danger zone. 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 You're in the danger zone.
All right, back at you. Ken Moore back in the house, getting ready to end up the show here tonight. I think his laptop may have died on him, so we'll see if he pops back in here shortly. But final subject tonight, the Houston Rockets, after a tremendous run here in March. I think they only lost one game in March, won 11 games in a row at one point. But they've lost their last two to Dallas and Minnesota. Meanwhile, Golden State got hot at the wrong time for Houston. I believe the Warriors have won 5 games in a row. Those teams will play Thursday night at Toyota Center in what could basically be an elimination game for the Rockets. The Rockets 3 games behind the Warriors, technically 4 games because they don't have the tiebreaker. So essentially, the Rockets need to win out, and they need to have the Warriors lose 4 games the rest of the way. And I'm going to try to pull up the standings here and see exactly how many games are left for both of these ball clubs. Right now, the Warriors 41-34, so they have 7 games remaining. Rockets 38-37, so they also have 7 games remaining. So essentially, the Rockets would have to go 7-0 down the stretch, with the Warriors going 3-4. Yeah, the Warriors would have to go 3-4 down the stretch for the Rockets to find their way into the play-in tournament. But you have to give a lot of credit to Ime Udoka, who's done a tremendous job with this ball club. Jalen Green has really come on the second half of the season, really over the last 6 weeks since Alfred Şengün went down. So now you have to talk about, do you keep him? Do you extend him this summer? Or do you let him go into, I believe, would be his 4th season, and then make a decision on Jalen Green after that? I personally hate to reward a guy on a 6 to 8 week stretch when the previous 2.5 years you haven't showed anything. Sometimes you get in trouble by rewarding a guy for a short sample size. But this sample size for Jalen Green has been outstanding over the last 6 weeks of the season. So really tough decision that the Rockets have in front of them. Situation coming up this summer. Şengün is also up for an extension as well. I think he's 100% a keeper there. But Ime Udoka has done a great job. Amen Thompson, he missed a lot of early part of his rookie year with the injury, but he's been tremendous in the starting lineup as a complementary player. Still needs to learn how to shoot the basketball this summer, but he's a tremendous defender, does the little things on the court that sometimes does not show up in the stat sheet, but he's really been a tremendous find for them at their 4th overall pick. So the future is bright for the Rockets, but it likely will not result in a playoff appearance this year, but that's okay. They will have a lottery pick from Brooklyn from the James Harden trade. This draft is, not a lot of top prospects, if any, in this draft. So depending on where that pick is, if it falls towards the back end, middle, 10 to 14 in the lottery, you may not get a significant piece there. If they get lucky and it turns into a top 3 pick, maybe you can find a diamond in the rough there. So other than that, that's about it for the show here tonight. So we want to thank everybody for joining in. Again, my boy Floyd, I think he had some laptop problems, probably died on him there near the end of the show. I know he really wanted to talk about the NBA. So we'll try to touch on that on Sunday when we come back for more of the Danger Zone. So again, on the way out, if you guys would hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell, and share the show out to your friends, because we talk all things sports, not only Titans, but we talk about it all, as you can see. So everyone, is getting late. It's about 10:34 here Central Time. So I'm going to bid you all a good night. Thank you for tuning in to the Danger Zone. Just about to log off.
My bad, homie, man. My bad, man. My bad.
I know you had a little technical
I
issues there.
I had some technical difficulty.
All right. Well, hopefully everybody didn't log out. Hopefully everybody stayed with us as we were logging out of the show.
Yeah.
I touched on the Rockets a little bit. What I mentioned was, great season. They're facing elimination. If they lose tomorrow night to the Warriors, it's pretty much over. But it's been a successful season for the most part for the Rockets. Jalen Green, who I've been heavily critical of, he's really come on the last 6 weeks with Şengün being out. Your overall thoughts on the NBA and the Houston Rockets?
I mean, the Rockets are probably, to me, a year ahead of schedule as far as them being competitive. Shout out to the coach for getting them ready, putting them on the court. But I did hear that there was some issues early in the season and with Şengün and Jalen Green. Green was still trying to, I guess, establish himself. You know how most rookies are. They it's not really too much team. They just trying. He's not a rookie, 3rd-year player, 4-year player. It may be still trying to establish themselves in the league and trying to get that first bag. Let's be honest about it. Trying to get that first bag. But again, I'm very impressed with him. I was critical of him. I want him out. I'm straddling the fence right now because I want to believe what I see. I do. But right now I'm kind of straddling the fence. I check him out down the stretch and see what it looked like. But again, I think the Rockets are one superstar away from being very, very competitive in the West. Now whether Green can be there or not remains to be seen. But
yeah, that's kind of what I said when you were off camera was, he's up for a contract extension this summer, Jalen Green, and despite his performance over the last 6 weeks, I would be hesitant to reward him with a $100 million contract based on 6 weeks of tremendous play when I've had 2.5 years of subpar play. I would probably want to see it for another year, let him go into the final year of his deal on kind of a prove-it deal, and then see what you do in a full season with Şengün, because both of those guys are up for contracts. I think Şengün is a no-brainer that you give him the bag. Jalen Green, I'm still kind of on the fence. I see the potential, but are you a 6-week wonder, or is this what I can expect for the rest of your career? Did I lose you again? I think I lost him again. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I think Floyd is the computer has gone to bed early on him. So once again, we're going to go ahead and sign out. We appreciate you all tuning in to the zone, the danger zone. And once again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. And we will see you guys on Sunday night. Hit that notification bell so you will know the time of the show. We're probably thinking around 8, 9 o'clock on Sunday night. Have a good night. Have a great rest of the week, guys. Good night.